Hello, my name is Renno Rizky. I'm from Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Tanjung Pura. I'm from Management Department, batch 2015. In this video, I'm going to answer the question in order of final examination of organizational behavior subject from my lecturer Adi Mursalin. There are in there are four parts in this video, so stay tuned. Yo, we come to the first part of this video. The first question is, what department do you take and why should you study organizational behavior? How important is organizational behavior for students of marketing, finance, and HRM? And give example. Okay, I'm taking marketing department just because it is my interest. Marketing is very interesting department. The reason why I should study organizational behavior is because as a student, I will understand and know how to behave in front of my lecturer and my friends. And as a future manager, I know how to behave to my boss or my employee. And in one of material organizational behavior, I learned about motivation. So, as a student, I learned organizational behavior to know how to motivate myself in attending the class and to answer the assignment and so on. So, if I have a high motivation in attending the class, then I expect that my performance in this class will be increased, and the result is I will get the good grade. So that's why organizational behavior is very important for the student in every major. Marketing, finance, or human resource management is important for all of them, as it will help a lot in performance of the student. And for example, there is a lecturer said that if you are diligent, you will have a good grade, and then student will be more motivated to be diligent for the subject. And the second question is, what books are used in organizational behavior lecture? Mention the title, the author, their page, their content, and their benefit to you as a student and as a manager. Okay, the answer is the book that I use in organizational behavior lecture with title Organizational Behavior Edition 15. The author is Stephen P. Robbins and Timothy A. Judge. The book has 711 pages and has 18 chapters. Some of the chapters explain about the definition of organizational behavior, diversity, attitude, emotion, and mood, motivation, concept and application, leadership, organizational culture, and others. The benefit of this book for me as a student is of course to help me to easily understand all of the subject that related with organizational behavior. This book has a complete explanation and example in each chapter, and also has summary of each chapter, so it is easier to get the main idea of each chapter. Then the benefit of this book for me as a manager is to learn how to behave as a manager in an organization and know how to deal with my employee that have different behavior and how to manage the things that diversity of the behavior, so that as a manager can lead the employee to achieve all organization goals effectively and efficiently. And the third question is, how many times are you absent from attending the organizational behavior lecture and why? As long as I remember, I have absent in one day, so I missed two signature, and I miss it because I have to attend some family event at the time, so that's why I absent. And besides that, I don't have any absent anymore, so only just one time. Okay, and the number 4 is, please compare the three ebooks posted in organizational behavior group on Facebook or on WhatsApp. You must compare the pages, the content, the design, and the benefit. Okay, as I mentioned before in question number 2, I used the book from Stephen P. Robbins, and there are also two other books that used in organizational behavior lecture. First, I will compare the book that written by V.G. Kondalkar. Kondalkar book has less pages than Stephen P. Robbins' book, which is only 371 pages. So compared to Stephen P. Robbins, is 700 more. So for the content, this book has more chapter, just 20 chapter, and Stephen P. Robbins only have 18 chapter. The design of the book is very simple compares to Stephen P. Robbins' book. Then the other is written by this book has 364 pages and it contains only 10 chapters compared to the two other books, and the design of the book is very colorful with many pictures just like Stephen P. Robbins' book. The last comparison of course the benefit of these three books. For Stephen P. Robbins and Kondakar book is give more benefit because it's contain many chapters. As for the Angelo and Friends book is give less benefit because contains less chapter. And the question number 5. Mention the topic presented by your friend after midterm test and what do the topic tell you and explain their benefit. So after the midterm there are 9 presentation from chapter 10 until the chapter 19. So let's get started. The chapter 10 is about the understanding word team presented by Susi and Alifa. In this chapter I learned about the difference between group and team. Group is two or more individuals that interacting and independent who have come together to achieve particular objective. Meanwhile, team, two or more individuals that interact as dependent each other in order to achieve common goal. And then the chapter 11 is about communication presented by Salvatore and Fardiba. In this chapter, I learned about the importance of communicating in the organization. There are 4 major functions of communication within a group. So there are control, motivation, emotional expression, and information. And then chapter 12 is about leadership, presented by Ajis and Gadis. In this chapter, I learned the definition of leadership. So leadership is the ability to influence a group toward the achievement of a set of a goal. And then chapter 13 is about power and politics, presented by Winda and Pugar. In this chapter, I learned that power is the capacity to influence someone else to act in accordance with the influencer's wishes. And chapter 14 is about conflict and negotiation, presented by Stella and Winnie. In this chapter, I learned about the definition of conflict and negotiation. Conflict is a process that begins when one party perceives another party or is about to negatively affect something that the first party care about. And chapter 15 is about foundation and organizational structure, presented by Kevin and Kevin Lai. In this chapter, I learned about the organizational structure. It's defined how job and tasks are formally divided, grouped, and coordinated. And then chapter 19 is about organizational culture, presented by Teguh and Devi. In this chapter, I learned about the definition of organizational culture. Organizational culture is a belief based on a common perception by the individual in the organization, which constitute common shared value. And then chapter 17 is about human resource policy and practices, presented by Nanda and Putri. In this chapter, I learned about how important human resource policy and practices. There are 3 main focus in this chapter. There are employee selection, training, and performance management. And then chapter 18 about organizational change and stress management, presented by Eksan and Elisa. In this chapter, I learned about how important for an organization to have the change in their management. And then the last chapter, which is chapter 19, is about ABC behavior, presented by Yulia and Yahya. In this chapter, I learned that ABC stands for antecedents, behavior, and consequence. And then question number 6. How do you find your organizational behavior lecture in this short-term course? How many chapters has been discussed? What benefit have you got from studying in this chapter in organizational behavior, and how can you apply organizational behavior to your department you take? I think that organizational behavior in this short-term course is interesting because I get so much knowledge in this presentation of my friend. The reason why I think it's interesting because the way of my friends presenting on the matter of chapter, they use so many rewards. And then sometimes they use simple words and some use example to explain the chapter. The chapter that have been discussed in original behavior lecture are 19 chapters. The benefit that I get in studying the chapter in original behavior are I know the motivation concept and how to apply it in my daily life. And then I also learn about how to act in a good attitude toward my lecture as a student, and how to act differently in front of my friends because they have different behavior, different friend, different behavior, different human, different behavior, and different way to interact with them. Okay, that's for the part 1. We go to the part B. Stay tuned. Yo, we come to the part 2. So there are several questions in part 2, so let's get started. The first question is, what is the ABC of behavior, and how is the ABC of behavior applied in your study in university, in your life at home, and how does manager apply the ABC behavior to his or her employee? Actually, ABC of behavior is an analysis that looks at what happens before, during ABC, after a target behavior occurs. The way I applied ABC of behavior in university is by understanding the antecedents that given by the lecturer in order to get a positive consequence for me. In my life at home, I try to get what my parents give the antecedents for me, or in my case, I live with my grandmother, so that I can do what my grandmother's desire. And the last is the manager can apply the ABC of behavior to his or her employee by giving an instruction or direction to their employees, so that the employee will behave as the manager wants in order to achieve the goals effective and efficient. And the second question is, what is ABC analysis and why is it so important? Explain the history of ABC analysis. ABC analysis is an analysis that looks at what happened before, during ABC, after a target behavior occurred. ABC analysis is important because it helps the manager to understand what is the reason behind his or her employee's behavior, and will know what is the consequences of the employee's behavior. This can help the manager to make the antecedents that result in a good behavior of his or her employee, which lead to the good performance. The third is stress good or bad to you? How do you manage your stress? Feeling stress is a normal thing, especially during the exam time, or if you are active in so many organizations. You will get so much pressure, and that will give you so much stress. You might notice that sometimes being stressed is motivate you to focus on your work, yet at the other times you will feel incredibly overwhelmed and can't concentrate on anything. While stress affects everyone in different ways, there are two major types of stress: the stress that beneficial and motivating, which is a good stress, and stress that causes anxiety and even health problem, which is a bad stress. So stress is sometimes can be motivating, but sometimes can cause a health problem depend on the situation. I manage my stress just like the other people do, just like playing games, watching TV, going out, sleeping, hanging around with my friend, or if you have girlfriend or boyfriend, hang out with them. So if the stress cannot be overcome with that way, I will just ignore things that make me stress, so just let it go. And the question number 4 is, what is organizational culture and why does it matter to you and managers in a company? So organizational culture is a belief based on a common perception by the individuals in the organization, which constitute common shared value. It is very important for me because it is one of the subjects that I learned as a student, so I need to understand it very well in order to get very good grade. And for manager in a company, organizational culture is important because it will help the manager in leading its employee. Organizational culture can help in creating work commitment for the employees. shaping the good behavior for the employee and define what should they do and what should they not do in the organization. And then the question number 5. There are 4 types of customer. Mention and explain them. How do the 4 types of customer behave when they buy something, and how do you sell something to them, and what type of customer are you according to 5 types of customer? Okay, the first type of customer is the director, which is the type that very demanding. This type of customer want the best possible product at the lowest possible price, and they don't care about the other people's interest. They will find the fact about the product they want to buy and then make decision whether to buy or not to buy. And to sell product to this type of customer is by less talking and give the facts. So don't talk with them, just give the information to them. And then the second type is the analytical one, which the type of customer that will find out all the data about the product before making the decision to buy the product. They will find the fact, the detail, the product description, and the customer service information. To sell product to this type of customer is by giving them the fact and the data, just like the previous one. And then the third type is the relator, which is the type that has strong need to feel part of the group. Your store become part of their network. These people are usually 3 calls away from getting anything they want. To sell product to this type of customer by serving as well as possible and make a friendship with this customer, so building a good relationship with them. That is the best for the relator type. And then the last type is the socializer, which is the type that are outgoing, love to talk and love to make new friends. The socializer want to build a relationship with people who work in the store. Socializer want to build friendship. If you talk to them like an analytical with fact and figure, they will shoot right down, as similar as they might be the relator. Loyalty isn't as important to the socializer. If they can develop friendship in several different stores, they will go to several different stores. Socializer love to receive and give compliment. However, they tend to be self-centered. And then I think myself is socializer, because I don't have specific store that I want. I just go to the store that where the cashier or the waiters is very nice to me and very talkative to me. And then question number 6, how can I become a morning person? I feel it's a key to success. Okay, there are many ways to become morning person. First is we can get more sleep, so we can wake up early in the morning. You sleep at 8 p.m., you will wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. And the second is by getting up at the same time every day, so you just make it as your behavior. You make yourself to usually wake up at 4, so every day you wake up at 4, and then it will hold forever. You will always wake up at 4. And then the third way is work out in the morning. By doing this, such as like jogging, will remove the toxin in your body and make your body healthier. And then the last thing to become a morning person is always to have something to look forward to, which means that we must have a structured schedule, so that we will know what time to wake up in the morning and what time to sleep at night, and what to do and what to not do. Okay, the question number 7 is, how do you manage conflict happening among your employees at work? If I'm a manager that supervise my employee work in an organization, then when a conflict is occur in the organization, that is when the supervisor should involve in the solving conflict. A supervisor become a conflict resolver when the policy is broken. when the involved party performs start to suffer, and when the climate getting so bad that morale begins to suffer. As a conflict is suffered, supervisor should become a mediator that is neutral. Supervisor neutral. Okay, question number 8. What is ABC model of behavior? Mention and explain the component of ABC model of behavior. How do you apply ABC model of behavior as a student in a university, a child in your family, and an employee at your workplace, and a manager in a company? Okay, the ABC model of behavior is a model of behavior that analyzes what component in ABC model of behavior. There are antecedents, behavior, and consequence. Antecedent is happen before the behavior and act as a driver of the behavior of someone. Then, after antecedent has been set, then the behavior will occur based on the antecedent. Antecedent first and then behavior. Behavior explain the event happen in specific type object. After the behavior take place, the next is consequence from the behavior itself. Antecedent, behavior, consequence. The consequence is the response toward the behavior. Consequence can be either good result or bad result depending on someone's behavior. The way I apply ABC of behavior in university is by understanding the antecedent that given by my lecturer in order to get a positive consequence for me. In my life at home, it's quite the same. I try to get what my parents give antecedent for me, so I know how to behave with them. And as the employee, it's also quite the same. I will apply ABC model of behavior by understanding the antecedent given by my manager in workplace or from the work partner, so me and my partner can do the job instructed by my manager. And the last manager, I can apply ABC behavior to my employee by giving an instruction or direction to the employee, so it's quite different. The before I only receive the antecedent, but this time as manager I give them the direction to do, so the employee will behave as what I want. Okay, that's all for second part. We'll see in the third part. Stay tuned. Yo, we come to the third part of this video. In this part, I will talk about the video that I watched on YouTube about the organizational behavior. So, hear it carefully. The first video that I watched is about organizational culture, and the speaker of this video is Akbarul. Organizational culture is a belief based on the common perception by the individuals in this organization, which constitute common shared value. There are two types of organizational culture. The first is dominant culture, which comprising the common shared value of the most of the member of organization. Then there is strong culture. In the strong culture, the organization's common shared value are not only widely shared but also held with high intensity. There are 5 functions of culture. The first is as a boundary defining role. The second is give sense of identity. Third is to help people in organization to develop a commitment. And the fourth is to implicit do and don't do to the employee. And the last function or the fifth function is to give meaning to the appropriate behavior by shaping the attitudes of the people. And then the second video is about leadership. The speaker of this video is Sarah Morse. So the leadership is the ability to influence an individual or group towards the achievement of a goal. This includes motivating employees, directing others, selecting the most effective communication channel, and resolving conflict. There are 3 models of leadership. The first is Fielder model, which stated that the key of factor of success leadership is the individual's basic leadership style. The second model is Housepath goal theory of leadership, which stated that the leader's job is to assist employees in attaining their goal by providing direction. And then the last model is Hershey-Blanchard situational leadership, which stated that leadership is based on the situation and no single leadership style can be considered to be the best. And then the conflict in the organization, and then the third video that I watched is about conflict in organization. So the speaker of this video is the representative of Utah Leadership Institute. Conflict is a process that begins when one party perceives another party has or is about to negatively affect something the first party cares about. When a conflict is occur in an organization, that is when the supervisor should involve to solving this conflict. The supervisor becomes the conflict resolver when the policy is broken, when the involved parties' performance start to suffer, and when the climate gets so bad that morale begins to suffer. As the conflict resolver, the supervisor as a mediator should be very neutral. And then the fourth video that I watched is about negotiating. The speaker of this video is Michael Nugent. Negotiation is a process of making joint decisions when the parties employ 5 different preferences. There are some factors that should be considered in making an effective negotiation. First is quality, which means that negotiation result is the wise satisfactory to all sides. Second is harmony, which means that negotiation is harmonious and foster. And the last factor is efficiency, which means that negotiating is not consuming time and cost. And the fifth video that I watched is about type of employees. The speaker of this video is John Greathouse. There are 4 types of employee according to the video. The first is superstar employee that has characteristic of low maintenance and high productivity. The second type is farm team that has characteristic of younger, needs light maintenance with potential of productivity. And the third type is quivers employee that has characteristic of high maintenance but low productivity. And the last type is prima donna that have high maintenance and high productivity. And the sixth video that I watched is about type of lectures. The speaker of the video is Stephanie Gallon. Based on the video, there are 5 types of lecture. First is the inspiration lecture, which is the type of lecture that is fun and make you want to learn. This lecturer know everything and passionate toward what the lecturer do. The second type of the lecturer is feedback expert, which is the type of lecturer that spend hours in our work. Every student for this lecturer is important, and the lecturer will give detailed breakdown of the student work. And the third type is the thought marker, which is the type of lecturer that want perfection for every student. This lecturer will make student work harder, but this lecturer will help the student that want to learn. And the fourth type is the honest one, which is the type of lecturer that will give a honest comment on the student work. So if you're a student that want to know whether your work is good or not, you can ask for this lecturer for what comment, because the lecturer will give you the very honest answer. And the last type is the lifeguard lecturer, which is the lecturer that always willing to help the student and always have something that can help the student. This lecturer know when the students are in trouble and know how to save them. And the last video that I watched is about the type of customer, and the speaker of this video is Kim Perla. Based on the video, there are 5 types of customer. The first is suspect customer, which is the customer that have a need but doesn't aware that we have the product or service to provide them. The second type is prospect customer, which is have a need and aware that we as company provide the product or service that he need or she need. The third type is new customer, which is we as a seller sell our product to this customer, but sometimes this type of customer is easily forgotten. And the fourth type is the loyal customer, which is the customer that always come back to buy our product or our services after the first purchase or the second purchase. And then the last type is the advocates customer, which is the customer that have emotional connection with the brand of the product to the company and the employee and will personally recommend a product to other if we have a good emotional connection. So that's all the video that I watch on YouTube. I hope you can understand and you can take the information about the video. So we will enter the last part or the fourth part. Check it out. And finally we come to the last part of this video, which is the fourth part. In this video I will answer the question that related to the organizational behavior on the groups on Facebook and WhatsApp. So the first question is, how many videos are posted in the organizational behavior groups on Facebook, and mention what the videos talk about. How many videos have you watched on organizational behavior group on Facebook? Mention the title and content of the video you have watched, and are the video beneficial to you and why. Actually, I don't know the exact number of the videos were posted in organizational behavior group on the Facebook because it's so many. But if I'm not mistaken, I have counted just randomly. It's not less than 300 videos over there. But unfortunately, I only watched 10 videos on the Facebook group, and I will explain 6 of them because those are the videos that I remember the most. Okay, the first video is about organizational citizenship behavior, OCB. It's a perspective that employees have whereby they extend their behavior beyond the normal duties of their position. And then the second video is about organizational change management. Every company that have become big might want to have a change in their company. Some of the factors that make change in a company are merger, acquisition, privatization, e-commerce, and digital conference. And the third video is about organizational culture. Organizational culture is a system of shared meaning held by the member that distinguishes the organization from other organizations. And the fourth video is about corporate social responsibility, or CSR. CSR is continuing commitment by business to behave ethically and contribute to economic development while improving the quality of life of the workforce and their family, local community, and the society that the surrounding of the company's area. And then the fifth video is about conflict in organization. Conflict is a process that begins when one party perceives another party has or is about to negatively affect something and the first party cares about. When conflicts occur in the organization, that is when the supervisors will involve in solving the conflict, and the supervisor as the mediator should act neutral. And then the sixth video is about negotiation. Negotiation is a process of making joint decisions when the parties involved have different preferences. There are some factors that should be considered in making an effective negotiation. The first is quality, the second is harmony, and the last factor is efficiency. And there are 4 types of negotiation. There are two-party negotiation, group negotiation, intergroup negotiation, and the last is constituency negotiation. Okay, the question number 2. How many articles are posted in the Facebook organizational behavior group and WhatsApp? What do they talk about, and how many articles have you read? What lesson can you get from reading the article? There are many articles that were posted in the organizational behavior group on Facebook, so many. Some of them talking about the behavioral finance, development in work, justice to organizational behavior, evolution of management style, behavior and attitude, individual performance, leadership style, ABC behavior, and so on. I at least have read 4 articles. The lesson that I get from the article are the first that I know the relationship between attitude and behavior. Our attitude will determine our behavior. So if we have bad attitude, then we will make it likely have bad behavior. And if we have good attitude, then we will likely to have good behavior. The second is about leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence other people act in order to receive the desired goal. The third is about customer behavior. When buying product, sometimes customers showing their behavior making a decision to buy or not to buy the product. There are many factors influencing behavior such as price, quality, brand, lifestyle, culture, social status, education, preference, perception, or others. And the last is about the relationship between the leadership and personality. Certain personality traits are positively related to the leader, effectiveness, and team performance. These are personality traits include urgency, emotional stability, constitutiveness, and agreeableness. And then the third question: how many questions did you see on OB organizational behavior group on WhatsApp? Have your voice record your answer to all the question on WhatsApp? Why? What are your answer to the question? And what about the result to your personality test given in WhatsApp? Describe your personality. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there are more than 20 questions in WhatsApp. I just answer 8 questions, and my answer is that the first of my answer is studying organizational behavior is interesting because this subject mostly talk about the human behavior, about people, about psychology. That's why I found it very interesting. And the second answer is basically because we have to take this subject for the 5th semester. But regardless, organizational behavior is very important knowledge as the preparation for us as the future manager, so we know how to behave as a manager in future. And the third of my answer is there are 19 chapters that we learn in organizational behavior, and the one that I really remember the most is about the introduction of organizational behavior. So I know what is organizational behavior and why it's so important for me as a student, and why it's important for me as the future leader. And then the fourth answer is that the research discussing about the relationship between gender and performance that has been done by Gires Ibu, PhD, with title Job Motivating Performance and Gender Relation in the Budapest. And the data collected is the questionnaire from 600 respondents as the sample, and the study found that no significant correlation between gender and job motivation and performance. And the fifth answer is that it depends on the person and the environment of how the person live, so and how the person think and how well the environment support the society to change. Usually people just want to stay in their safe zone, so they don't want to change, but other people love challenge. They will change and they will act dynamically through the environment. And then the sixth answer is that actually stress is quite normal. A little stress can motivate us to be better in the future, and actually stress is also force us to be efficient in doing something. So actually stress is very good for us to manage or to face trouble, so we can behave or we can act better in the future if we get another trouble. Okay, and then the seventh answer is that most of my friends' presentation are understandable, and just few of them that cannot deliver the topic very well, but generally they are very good at presenting their presentation. And their presentation is also interesting because they give us question, and if we can answer the question they will give us reward, so it's very fun to answer the question. Okay, and then the last question that I answered in WhatsApp is that I read the ebook several times. The first one is because I have to present my presentation, so that's why I need to study before I do my presentation. And then I read again the ebook when my friends presenting, because my friends sometimes will give us questions, so for answering their question I need to learn. That's why I read the ebook. Okay, and then for the result of my personality test, the first one is from Psychological Today website. Based on this website, that I have mixed attribution style when it comes to success. Sometimes I think that when I have success in doing a project, I think that it's because of my skill, my intelligence, or my personality. But the other times when I success in doing a project, I think that it's because of lucky, or because of this duty is very easy to do, or maybe it's because the help of the people. And then the second personality test is from 16personalities.com. The result of my personality from 16personality website is that I am a defender type of personality. I am an introvert when interact with the environment, but I'm also an observant person. Then the trait that determine how I make decision is my feeling. I am more using judge approach to work and planning, and the last, I am an asserting person. So that is all for the fourth part, or the last part of this video. Yo guys, thanks for watching all of my video. I hope you can enjoy this video and you can take the information of this video, so it will help you to improve your knowledge or how to you behave in the future. And I'm thankful for you guys that have watched this video, and we will see in the next video if I make another video. Thank you. See you again, guys.